What is up, everybody? It is Elias from Worship Bass Room here, back at you with another video. Today's video lesson is a kind of new idea I had. It's how to create your own worship bass lines. And yeah, we're going to be using this chord progression I used in the beginning, and I'm going to break down kind of what goes on in my mind when I'm creating lines and show you how you can do the same thing. All right, so if you like this style of video, please like it, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you want more of these, because I can do similar videos, the same style videos of the same technique, just over different chord progressions, if that's something you're interested in. And yeah, just let me know. All right, so this chord progression, we're in the key of D. We're starting on a 6, going from a 4 to a 1 to a 5. Super common chord progression. And the notes for that is B minor, G, D, A. And if you know your third shapes, that's B minor, G major, D major, A major. Hey guys, quick little interruption. If you found any value in the video thus far, I have much more content for you available over at my website at www.worshipbassroom.com. Feel free to go check it out and join the other bass players taking their craft one step further. All right, let's get back to the video. If you don't know how to play those thirds, I got more information right about here. Click that link in the card. It'll teach you thirds, all sort of theory, techniques, all that jazz. So this chord progression has a very syncopated feel. So do do ba do do da do. And that's pretty important, just getting that feel down, because if we just played, that has a whole different feel then. Completely different. The first one's a lot more just straightforward, kind of in your face. The second one's a lot bouncier, just gives it a different feel. So rhythm is the first thing we kind of want to look at when we have a chord progression or a bass line we want to create. So getting that rhythm and being able to lock in. So really just by bringing it out. So you do something like that, you do any sort of rhythm, but just really emphasizing those main beats. And then now this is the fun part. So after we got the notes and the rhythm, now we can add licks and other fun stuff. So I'm going to give you a few of the main ones I used and show you some things I used in that line in the beginning, but then the rest is really up to you, because as you saw, I kind of changed it up each time I played through it. But there are a few main things I kind of stuck with. All right, so one of them is fifths. Again, go to www.worshipbassroom.com. I got so much more on all that stuff if you want to go in depth, but a fifth is basically 2 frets up from the note and 1 string up. If we're playing a B, we go, that's a fifth, and then that same shape everywhere. So I do a lot of those, so I go, so, boom, ba, boom. And that just helps kind of emphasize the groove even more, so. Because when you land back on that note, it feels more like, even more bouncy and more hiccupy, if you want to think of it like that. Don't even think that's a word, but it is now. So even doing rhythms with fifths like that on each chord adds so much. One thing, I might have done this in the group, I try to generally stay away from is doing a fifth. If that fifth is the next chord you're going to. So for us, when we get to the G and do that fifth, it's on that D note. From what my experience, I don't like playing a fifth for the next note, because then it kind of just takes away from the next chord you're playing, because you've already heard it in the last chord. So I try to hold off from doing that, but again, it'll work. Just little pro tip. But yeah, so fifths are one thing I love to do. Another thing I did was a little walk down. So when I that little walk walk down to the B. That's just straight down the scale. So D, C sharp to the B, and that's a 1, 7, 6 walk down. So super easy again there. The next thing this is my favorite technique, so pay attention to this one, is substituting the chord with a third. So we talked about fifths, but like the main notes in a chord are the first, third, and fifth. So we talked about fifths, but thirds are another really cool one. And the reason thirds are so cool is because they change whether the chord is major or minor. And so playing that third really brings out that major or minor tone in the chord. For example, if we played thirds on all those, so B, the B minor is a minor third, so that's right there. That's the G, because it's major. D's major, A major. So those thirds are really cool. I didn't play them like that. What I actually did was inverted the chord and substituted the root note with the third. So one time when I was playing it, the same B minor, G, D, but instead of that A, I just went to a C sharp, so it sounded like. So you do something like that. But I played the C sharp up the octave so it wouldn't get too muddy. But you can definitely do it down there. So I did. Like that. And then I may have even came back down to the root note. So because the C sharp is the third, but that A was the next chord we were supposed to be going to. So I maybe did something like that. And that's just C sharp, B, A, another walk down to the 3, 2 to the 1. And then another third I played was the third of the D chord, which is F sharp. So I did something like. But I think again I played it up the octave, so. I just like playing it up the octave to kind of stay out of the way of the root note. But I might have even, I think what I did was do 2 thirds in a row. not 2 thirds, but, well, I guess 2 thirds, but not like a fraction 2 thirds. So I did. Something like that. So that's replacing the D with the F sharp for the third, and then instead of the A for the next chord, we do the C sharp. And then walk it back down. So those are a few main techniques I did in this bass line. Again, you can go back and reference the original one and slow it down if there's anything you liked. I may have thrown in I'll show you this real quick. It's a little pentatonic thing I threw in there, but after that, that's pretty much it. So this little pentatonic thing was when I went to the third, instead of going to the C sharp here or there, I went here. And then it pretty much put me in a place to play the minor pentatonic. And those notes are just, it's 7th and 9th fret on the E, A, and D string. So I probably did something like. So it's just when I get to the C sharp, walk it back down, and then just any random combination of notes from that would work. But yeah, so that's it. I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you want more videos like this in the future. I will be sure to do that, guys. It's actually fun for me to film. But yeah, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video lesson. Peace.